welcome for tonight's PowerPoint beginners course, which I tagged PowerPoint 101 beginners course. You are welcome once again. My name is Franklin. I remain your facilitator. You are welcome to the beginners course, Microsoft PowerPoint beginners course. Let me know if I'm audible. Let me know if you can see my screen. Once again, you are welcome. I'm your facilitator, Mr. Franklin. PowerPoint beginners course, day 2, or what I tagged part 2. This is PowerPoint 101 beginners guide. You are welcome. Let me know if I'm audible. Let me know if you can see my screen. I need to see in the chat, drop in the chat if you can hear me, if you can see my screen. Also, if you can hear me, hit the like button of this live. If you are with me, kindly hit the like button. Let everyone in the group know that we are live tonight. Also, to help this live to reach to as many as possible, you can as well share the link to this live to any of your friends, any of your families, or any platform you belong. Tonight we are going to be delving into some advanced features and at the same time cover the basic features of PowerPoint. All right. Okay, Cynthia, you are welcome. Let me know also your name and where you are joining us from. Let me know your name in the chat box where you are joining us from tonight. Hit the like button, share the live to as many as possible. With that, we are helping this live stream reach to many persons, and then they can as well get value for what we are dishing out this night. Let me know where you are joining us from, day 2 of PowerPoint 101. I remain Mr. Franklin. Your name, where you are joining us from, drop it in the chat box. If you are hearing me, I will love us to drop in the chat box your name and where you are joining us from. This night section is going to be awesome. It's going to be amazing. Let me know. If you can hear me, if you can see my screen, drop it in the chat box, your name also, and where you are joining us from. All right, without much ado, let's delve in. We are 3 minutes after the hour of 8 West African time. Let those in the group join us live. All right, you are welcome from Enugu. You are welcome. If you are with me, if you are hearing me, or you are just joining us and you are yet to hit the subscribe button, hit the subscribe button and then be with us live, chat with us live, because this night I'm going to be entertaining questions. At the end of the section, we are going to be having a live section, question and answer. You are free to ask your questions as regards to PowerPoint. Beautiful. Oluwadamilora from Lagos, you are welcome. Joshua from Lagos, good to have us once again on this section. Okay, let's quickly delve into the section proper. This we are already in. All right. Okay. Here I've already talked about my personality I wouldn't want to waste much of my time on that. If you are with us yesterday, I have already introduced myself and a bit of my profile. Now we are heading over to day 2. We will be looking at day 2 and what we are going to be looking at for. What are our content for today's section? What are our content for today's section? Day 2. Okay, what are we going to be looking at in this day 2? What's happening? Why is it? Oh. No, you shouldn't do this. Okay, let me get straight to where I have it. Okay, let me play it so that we'll have what we have for day 2. Okay, now for today's section, the first thing we are going to be looking at is Slide Masters and Zoom. Like I said yesterday, today I will take time to explain deeper on slide. Azizat from Osun State, you are welcome. Good to have us here. Now I'm going to be explaining deeper on Slide Master and then Zoom aspect, Zoom slides. We have the section Zoom, we have the summary Zoom and the slide Zoom. That's the first thing we are going to be looking at as regards to our course outline, number 1. Then number 2, we will be working with charts. We will be looking at charts, tables and infographics. Don't mind this, is a typo. This infographics, not in graphics, is kind of typo. So we are going to be looking at charts, tables, and then infographics, where we'll be designing a simple infographics slides, and then slideshow, how the understanding of slideshow and presentation and a bit of some slide tricks. That's number 2. The number 3 is we are going to be getting to understand the slide transition and the animations, applying animation with effects, animating text, images, objects. Also, we will be looking at how to utilize the animation pane, how we can use animation to control animation pane to control our animations, and some animation tricks. We are going to be looking at that. Then finally, we will be working with the multimedia. I talked about that PowerPoint is not just only for presentation. We can insert video, embed video, use some hyperlinks, export as PDF, even as a video file, as an MP4. That's what we will be looking at. All right, Godwin Beauty, you are welcome from Osun State. Good to have us. A lot of persons need to get these skills, though we call it basic, but a lot of persons have not really gotten to understand or master the basics. These are the 4 key things we are going to be looking at. Multimedia, we are going to be working with tables, slide masters, and slide zoom. Now that is what we are going to be looking. Slide master, we will be working straight into slide masters, and to do that, let me open a new new presentation. Control N. I will need a new presentation to do that, so that we will get to understand that fully. Okay, now here is our new presentation. Let me remove these guides. All right, now we are in a blank new presentation. Now Slide Master is where we use it to customize our slide. For example, let's say on my title slide, I want my logo to be here, and then on the other slides, let me add as many slides as possible, and let me add as many slides as possible. Let me add this one. Okay, now having understood this, if peradventure on this slide I might need kind of background, let's say I need to customize my background so that I don't want it to be white background. Now, instead of me coming to be doing it one after the other on this slide, for example, I can come anywhere here and right click, go to format background, and then a format background pane will open. Let's say I want to insert a background picture. I go to picture/Slideshow. You see that this background is here, and then I can come to this and then come to picture correction. Let's say on the brightness, let's say I'm making it -50 to give it a darker background stuff. Make it -50 so that if I type stuff visible. That's what one of the things I used in the welcome slide that we just saw. Now, if I want to add background, I want to use this background for my presentation. I want it to be consistent. I want this background picture consistently for other ones. These ones, I want to maintain the same background. I don't want white background. I want a background like this for my presentation. Instead of doing this one after the other and be adding them one after the other to my presentation, Slide Master is something that I will be able to use. Another thing that we can use Slide Master for that makes it very effective is that here, if for example I'm adding my title and let's say I'm adding my title like I talked about yesterday. Here is, I put here communication, and beneath here I want to add let's say I'm talking about styles. I'm talking about styles of communication. Talking about styles of communication. Now here you see that this is white, this is black, this one is black. If I want to format it, and the company I'm working with or my client give me a particular font they want me to use, and the font color they want me to use for their presentation, or the organization you are working with has their color on their font they use. Instead of every now and then you come here and then you change the font. Let's say like I like working with Eras family, and I will come here to start typing, to select the Eras board, hit enter, then come here and make it, let's say make it white, and then come to this one, for example, come to Eras and then select Eras Demi, for example, on this, and also make it white, for example, for it to be kind of visible here. And then I want to put logo. I want to insert a logo here and then put something like a footnote here, facilitated by so this, or the company email or the company website. To do that, it takes me time. All this formatting of color and stuff like that, I can also change it in Slide Master. And at the same time, let's say after this, I want to apply animation to this. I want to apply animation to this and then come over to this, and let's say I applied this one, zoom animation, then let this one come out, and then here also apply the zoom animation to it, and it comes out like that. And then here I can come and say start after previous, so that when I start working, I don't need to bother to format my font, to format my background and what have you. Next part, please, let's understand this. Let's pay attention and see this. I'm going to I'm going to delete this slide. Let me delete this slide. I'm going to delete this slide. Main guy. This is the main guy. Whatsoever that if I want the background, if I want all the background to carry this on this particular slide master, I will come over to this place, right click, go to format background. Now under this format background, I'm coming to picture and texture. Already this is the one I want. It is the picture I want. I can come to correction. Under correction, I will still come to this, make it minus 50. I'm putting it minus 50 so that it will be darker. Now as it's happening, you will be noticing that everything, all this is changing. All these guys here, they are changing. Now once I'm okay with this, if there are other things I need to do, that I can do, but for now I'm okay with this. I close my background. Then if, like in presentation, I'm maintaining consistency, I'm maintaining consistent font. So here under this font, I can come here on this particular font for the title font. I can come there, come to home. Under home, I can give it the font that I want. Let's say the errors bold. I say enter. It becomes this. Then if I want my title to be in uppercase, I select uppercase. Then if I want it to be white, I make it white. Be taking note of these things. Be taking note of these things. Then if I want it not to be normal, I want it to be kind of loose, I can select this as well, very loose. For example, here I'm formatting how my titles of each of my slides should look like. That is what I'm doing here on the title. Then coming over to the main body, I can select the line here. On this line, I will do the same thing. Now I can come over to this place here. Let's say I need to use errors medium. I hit enter. You see the font style have changed. I want to make it white as well. If peradventure on this, what else that I need? What else? Nothing. If I want to bold it, I can bold it. Now on this one, if I want it to be center align, I will select center align as well. So here on this already gives me the stuff that I need. It already gives me the stuff I need. Now the next I can do is to come here under this place. I can draw a circle. I can draw a circle. Hold shift. Hold your shift so that you get a perfect circle. As you can see, this is a perfect circle that have equal radius. So if I'm okay with this, I release my cursor. Now here I can right click. Once I right click, I go to format shape, and then come to that shape, I go to picture / texture. You see the last image of this already appears here, but that's not what I want. I go to insert. Under insert, I come to file. If I have the picture on my system, I go to file. The logo that I want to use, let's say for us to be fast, let me use this logo, and then here we are already here in the is already here. Now enter have already applied on each of these. It have already applied on that. So I can come to picture format. Under picture format, I can come to my crop and I will say fill. You see it. I can come here to zoom it like we did yesterday and bring it in. Bring it like I showed us that stuff yesterday and bring it in here. So if I'm okay with it, I can, let me zoom out a bit more. All right, I can also bring it in here. So once I'm okay, I will say crop. Then I will come to the border, picture border. I can say no border. So once I remove border, it looks as if it's moving. Okay, let me say no animation here. Let's say for this. Now, this is the main slide master. Anything I do here will be applied to all. But for this, let's say on this particular one, which is title and content, on this particular one, this one is the title slide. Here we can come here on this and edit them. We have added this. I can come here and make it uppercase. That's if I want that, and then I can now come to this. We are now editing this individually. I can come here. I want it also to be in uppercase. I make it uppercase. Now this one, I can animate this particular slide. I can now go to animation. We are still going to talk about animation after now. Okay, then I can come to it as effects, that's as paragraph. Then let's look at animation pane. Under this place, I can come to this and then go to effect options. On effect option, I will come to don't dim. Let's take, for example, I want it to dim after presentation. After presentation, let's say I can select this color, for example. So let's say here I want to add some icons. I can come to insert to internet. Time is not, you have to have access to internet. This might take me time. So this might take me time. Let me close it. But on your own, you can add icons. If you have icon, you can go ahead and add it, access to internet. Now, let's say let's say I'm okay to what I have. I'm okay on this. I can come to the slide master and then close it. So once I close it, you will see that all the stuff I now have is applied to each of these ones. Is applied to each of these ones. So I don't have to go over to be doing that over and over again. And one of the things that this helps us is that it will make our presentation not to be heavy, because these are multimedias, these are pictures. If you insert them one after the other, they are adding weight to the presentation. At the end of your presentation, it might be in MB or thereabout. But if you use it on Slide Master and it appears on each of them, it will not be that heavy on your presentation. So here now on this, I don't need to come over to this place, and if I now want, I can now type my communication. You see that everything is already formatted. I don't need to now come over here to be changing my font style and whatever. Here I can now put my styles of communication. Here everything is as I formatted it in Slide Master. So here I can have consistent background. I can have my consistent logo. You can feel free to change background of each slide. Let's take, for example, I want to change the background of this particular slide now. I can come to it, this particular slide, I can come to it and change the background to another color. Let's say I want to change the background to a texture background, for example. For example, let's say I'm changing it to this. You see it will change. So if I close it and then go to close this, automatically that particular slide layout is changed. So if I come to that layout, this one, title and contents, is changed. Other ones have the same background as regards to the slide master. So these are certain things we can use our slide master to do to configure our slides. All right. The next we are going to be looking at is what we call section zoom, or the zoom part of this zoom. Now let's take, for example, I'm making a presentation. I have prepared my first slide, which is communication. Under the communication, we are talking about styles of communication. Let's say this is my first slide, and then I want to let me change this to blank slide. Like I said, I like working with blank slide. Now this here is a blank slide. Now let me go to view. Let me disable this guard. All right. Okay. Now in this, like I showed us yesterday, here I can come between this. I can come between the two sections and then right click. Once I right click, I can go to this and say add section. Add section. So I can click on it, it adds that. So here I can put it, let's say I put section 1. I hit enter. Now under section 1, whatever is, this can be what I will use for section 1. Here I can okay, let me change the layout to blank slide, and then let me come over to this. I like using this format, hold it, draw. I like using this format. Now let me position it at the center. Let's look at the shape outline, and then let me select this gray, go to the one. Beautiful. Then the next I will do, come to this, and then text box. I can put here section 1. So on this text box, I can bring it here. I can bring it here. Increase the font. Come here. Select erase bold. I can position it here. Or I can even break it down, and then at the center shape field, let's say I make it this color. Beautiful. Let me select this. All right. Now this is what I have. This is one. Then whatever is in this section, I can have this. Now what section zoom does? What section zoom is messing up a bit. Okay, please confirm if you can hear me. Confirm if you can hear me. All right, now for this I will click here, then go to insert. Under insert, I will come to zoom. This is the zoom section. Under zoom, I'm coming to section zoom. I will select section zoom. Once I click on section zoom, I will have this. Now for this section zoom, you see that there are different sections. This one is representing section 1. This one is representing section 2. the other one is representing section 3. So I will select this. This is the default. This is section 1 by default. So I will select this, and then select this. This 3 is what I want to insert, and then I will go to insert. Automatically 3 of them will be inserted in this. So I can move this, I can click out and then separate them, move them aside. Okay, this is one, this is 2. Now you look at this, it's some kind of you see that it has edges. So I can click on this. Once I click on it, I will go to zoom and then click on zoom background. Now once I click on zoom background, you will see that it looks as if it's this one only. It's only this that is here. Now once that, I can now adjust it, hold shift, I can increase it to my choice. I can increase it to my choice, move it to position it here. I will do the same to this, go to this and click zoom background. Or you can right click and then come to this and select zoom background. Either way it will work. So you can also you can increase this one a bit, and then here as well you select zoom to remove the background stuff. I can increase this. All right, now with that I can arrange these ones. Let me move it here. Let me move this here. I can decide to position this at the center and then move this one back a bit, and I'll move this one up. So with this I can just do a bit of like you saw in the slide. I can come here, select this arrow, and then come over to this place and draw. Hold my shift and draw to this. Once I'm satisfied, I will remove my cursor and then head over to my shape outline and make it white. Awesome. Then come to shape outline again. I will come to weight. Under weight, let's say I select this. This becomes this. Then still go to weight, come to dashes, and let's say I select this. We have stuff like this. With that, I can duplicate it, Ctrl D, and then move it to this point. I will hold this and drag it to this point. Come over to this place, hold it and drag to this point. Now we are designing some beautiful presentation. That is what we have. Now you look at this, you see that if I play it for this on this, what I have is this. So if I click on one, it will bring me further for this, and then once I click on one, it takes me into the slide. However, it takes me to this one. Why we think it didn't work? Because we don't have any content here. Let me just bring in any content there. Let me just put in some content so that let's be fast. Let me use a shortcut to get a dummy text. That's equals to Lauren. In bracket, I'm going to have 2,3, close it, hit enter. So I have this dummy text, which let me copy Ctrl C, and enter Ctrl V to have some more text there. And then let's put in some stuff. Okay, and we make it white. Change. Okay, let's say we have this, and all right, put in the so that we can see the effect we have. So this is what we have here. Let me copy the whole stuff, Ctrl C, and then let me paste it on the other slides, Ctrl V, and here let me change the color of this one so that it will be, let me make it, no, what color? Okay, let me use green, yellow. All right, this one will be okay. Let me drop this on this one as well, Ctrl V, and let me give it another color so that when we transit, we will be able to see it. That, okay, I think okay, this is all right for me. Now the next thing I'm going to do here is, watch me now, watch me. I'm going to do some things as regards to this. Let me zoom out. I'm going to come over to this, select, I'm going to select this shape, Ctrl C, come over to this and say Ctrl V to paste. Now once I paste it, I will right click, go to format shape, come to transparency. Let's say I set the transparency to 90. Now it looks transparent. And then let me hold my shift and zoom out. Enlarge rather, let me zoom out. I will do that to ensure that it covers the entire slide. It is in such a way that it covers the entire slide. Then the next I will do is go to shape, come to this, and I will say send to the back. Beautiful. So once that is done, I will come over to this, go to transition and apply morph transition. So it will give us an effect like this. The same way we can also do that for this as well. Come over to this, Ctrl C. I'm going to do it only for 1 and 2 so that we can see the effect. Ctrl V. Then right click, come over to format shape. Let's give it a transparency of 90. And then hold shift, drag it so as to cover the entire slide. Awesome. Once that is done, go to shape format as well, and then send it to the back. Send it to the back. All right. And also come over to this. Come to transition, apply morph transition to it so that it will give us such effect. Now let's come over to our section zoom and play. Let's play and now see what we have. Before that, there is something we need to do. Or I will play it, we see what we have, we will see the error or what it gives us, then I will come back and we change it so that you understand what happens. Now let's play. If I come to this, I will select this, it draws me closer, and then I click on this. You see an effect that it gives me. Now what you will notice is that this arrow is here. This arrow is here. So we need to move out and then come over to this. Let's bring this in and let's position it this way. Let's position it this way. Okay, now I will select this, hold Control, select this one as well. Now once I select the two, I will go to shape format and then I will come to this and say send to the back. Now once I click on send to the back, if I play it again, you will not be seeing this arrow like we saw it before we play. So let's play this and then click this and we have an effect like this. This should not display. Let me go back. I think let's come over to this. Let me select. Okay. I think I now understood what happened. Now, I understood what happens. Why that is still displaying. I understood why it's still displaying. It's at the back. But what I'm using is slide background. Time will not permit me to explain that. Now, if we play this arrow, for us to eliminate this arrow, what we can do is we coming over to this place and then use a shape. We can use a shape like this. We can use a shape and then impart the same color on the shape and bring them to the back. Let's say let me send this to back. Let me send it back. Now these ones are coming out. Now now this is here and then I can let me come to shape. Under this, let me give it 90% transparency and okay, there is something I need to correct on that. Is my time that okay, that's 90% transparency and then let me reduce this. Okay, and come over to this. Let me send to the back. All right. Let me move this down so I can select this one. And then let me also send to the back. Okay, is need to insert that as picture. This text data, this shape that I put here, I need to insert it as picture, not as just a shape, but okay, I will check due to my time. I need to insert this as shape, and then that way it will cover, but due to time I'm running short of time. Let me come over to this and check my course outline. All right, section zoom, summary zoom, slide zoom. Maybe later we'll touch on that. Now to insert table, charts, those ones we can easily do. That. Okay, let's take for example, I hit enter here, and then I want to insert a table on this particular slide. I can go to insert. Under insert, this is table. I can go to insert table. It will ask me how many columns and rows. Let's say I need 7 columns, and let's say 7 rows as well. If you are to do a calendar, you can say okay, and then you can come over to this and have different pattern, your choice. You can then come here and say some, if you are doing a calendar, something like that, month to wed, Thor, and Friday. Then we have Sat. So with this, we can easily put in a calendar and design our calendar, added some effects, put shadow, put border, put some effects. Any effect we can put some effects such as this. Depending on how you want it to be, you can put this effect, depending on how you want to design the calendar or the table. So that is on the table. You can put some outline, you can put some colors, different colors as regards to what we have on the outline. Any of this whatsoever you can use to do stuff here, and then you type. So that way you are putting some stuff on top. So that is for table. Now for charts, at the same time you go to insert. Under insert, you will see charts. Let me put in another table. Under insert, you will see chart here. You click on chart. Now you click on chart, depending on the kind of chart you want to insert. Here, let me just select this normal one. This column, we have line, we have pie. This is normal Excel. If you want to insert this 3D pie chart, you can now say okay. That will be inserted, and then you enter your details as regards to the chart. Is still loading due to its graphics. I want to see how much I can cover this night. So that is our chart. Here you can enter your values. Here, and then edit values so as to reflect what is in the chart. That is what we can do. So you can edit something here, you can edit, you can add whatever you want here, you can edit whatsoever you can add to it. So with that, you have inserted your chart, add whatever you want, automatically it will edit. For example, if I put 500 here and then move further here, you see automatically it has edited and shows that most of these places is highly greater than this. If I now put this place 300 and move to this, and then you see this, I put 150, and then here I can put 120 for example, and then add some names, you see automatically it edits. In that way you can insert your chart, format your chart, whatever. Once you are done, you can close it here. That way is, once you don't need that chart, you can close it on that. Now we are okay. Now that's for the chart. We can have different chart designs, you can select different layouts, your choice. That's on the aspect of to insert charts, the basic way to insert charts. All right, let's check out what we have again. Now, designing simple infographics, that might take me a bit time, that might take me some time, but let me go straight. I have done infographics training. That reminds me, check out on the channel in advanced PowerPoint course we had early this year. I took time to did some work on infographics. You can feel free to check it out. Here I'm going to look at the slideshow and presentation. Now for slideshow, let's look at this. You can custom your slide. Let's say for this I want to play from beginning. Instead of using this short aspect here, I can say from beginning. Now if I click from beginning, anywhere I am, this will start from beginning. So if I click here, it will start to play this slide from the beginning. That is the first slide. This is our beginning slide. So that way, if I move on, it takes me to the next. That's to play from beginning. All right. Now, having done that, let me come over to where I am. Okay. Now, but if I want to play from the current slide, let's say this is the current slide. This is the current slide. I want to play from the current slide. I select this. To play from the current slide, I select this, or I use this, or I play from here. Instead of going to slideshow and then say from current slide, I can quickly use this icon here, that's slideshow. All right, then to custom my slide, maybe I have different slides here. Maybe I have a whole lot of slides, but for the presentation that I want to make is a short presentation. I was given 15 minutes to make presentation, and what I want to present is already a slide on maybe 20 slides, 25 slides, but I want to pick some specific slides. I want to pick some specific slides to present. There I can use the custom slideshow. So once I go to that, come to custom, then I will select new. Now under new, it brings me to this. Now what are the slides that I want? These are my slides, or these are my slides. What are the slides that I want? This one here, smart goals, whatever, stuff like that. The slides that I want. If for example I want on the smart goal, for example, to be first, I will click on it. I will check it, it will be good. I will enter. Add, this becomes the first. Then after that, if I now want if I want this, for example, I'm selecting this, I will select this add, and then let's say this one, I will select this one add. I will come down, let's say, to select, maybe select 18 add, and I can move it up so that it will change this. I can move up, move it down, and then let's say I'm using 11, slide 11, and I add. Now let's say I use this, move it up, for example. Now let's say this is the slide that I want to show. These are the slides that I want to show, and then I will say OK. That becomes custom slideshow 1. So once I select it and then say show, already automatically it starts from smart goals. Now if I click on it, it will first handle that slide and then move to this particular one, then move to the other one that we have. We move to the next, which is on this. We can move to next. So custom slideshow helps us to select a particular slide. They select the slides that we want. That is what custom slideshow helps us to achieve, to select a specific slide that we want. Okay, that's on the custom slideshow. Then we can set up some slideshows for looping. If you want it to, after it finishes, you want it to loop continuously, you can put up this, select this loop. That means after it finishes, it will continue. It will continue. If you want it to be from 1 to this, or you custom your show, if you say, if you come here from what to what, you can select 1 to, let's say 1 to 5. If we want to play 1 to 5, we select. If we want to custom the show, which is this one we already designed, the one we already customized, if you want it, we can select it. We can select it. If you want to use timing, if present, you use. Manually, you can use, or you play from this, from 1 to 5. That's what we want. If we say OK, that way we have already set up a slideshow. We have already set up our slideshow. Then that's, and this is presenter view. Using timing is if you want to record from the current slide, you want to record from the beginning, that we can select from the current slide. If you want to record from the beginning, we can select that begins. So here is the record aspect. If I click on this record, automatically it will begin to tell me 3, 2, 1 from beginning. So it's recording. So whatever I'm doing is recording. You can see the picture here. You can see this picture on this aspect showing the face. So that aspect is, we can use it for training, to train, to do some video recordings, as the case may be. All right, we can come over here to stop our record, and then and then we can close here. If we want to clear recording, we clear it. Okay, now that is the aspect of recording. All right, let's look at again what we have. I think we have, okay, this is yesterday. Okay, we have talked about the slideshow. Let's quickly look at transitions and animation. Now, like we have been applying some animation. Now, like we have been applying some animation, some transitions. However, here we are going to be looking at transition and animation properly. Transition is for the slide, the seamless movement, the way we are seeing this move from here to here, from here to this point seamlessly. That's what transition is for. Transition is for the slide. Transition is for the slide. Now here I think I need to remove this. I think I need to remove this. Remove section. Remove section. Okay, that was the challenge I had while remove section. So it should be under, this is under one section. This is under one section. This is under one section. All right, now in the animation, for example, if I want to move seamlessly from this point to the other point, or let me come over to this, I want to move seamlessly, remove this section, and okay, remove this section. Let me hold shift, select this, right click, remove section. All right. Okay, now if we want to apply transition, movement from this point to this point. Now what you notice when I design this, you notice some movement. Let me drag this up. Let me drag this to this place. Okay, now if you notice something here, this is a presentation that I designed, complete PowerPoint for beginners, course outline day 2. Then the second slide is showing me my first stuff, slide master and zoom. This second one is showing me this, and so on and so forth. However, watch, if I play this, you will notice a kind of transition. You will notice a kind of transition. Oh, I set up a show. I set up a slideshow from the beginning. Let me let me remove it. Okay. All right. Monitor. Okay. I think let me use this from current slide. Okay. Now you see, if I move forward, if I press, you see that there is a movement, seamless movement. It looks as if I'm still on this particular slide, but I have moved to second slide. If I click again, it seems I'm still on this slide. That is what transition can help us to achieve. And what helps us to achieve that is morph. It's morph transition, that I have a seamless transition like this. If we finish, we have stuff like this. Once I escape, you notice that I'm on this slide, this 20, slide 20. Now, what happens is, because from this second slide, from this one here, down to this, what I use is a transition called morph. You can see it here. It's active. It's morph. Morph is active. Now you can use different transition depending on the work you are doing. You can use different transition, like this one here. Let me remove this. Now, like this one here now, like this, if we come to this transition, you see what I use is push. Now, under transition, you will need to notice that there are different aspects of transitions. You have subtle, you have exiting. If you are exiting, maybe after the presentation, after this, you want to exit. If on the exiting aspect, you use any one here. Dynamic content, you can use any here. So in slide transition, you check the one that gives you that professional movement, that professional transition. Like here, you have this is push. So if I come here and say from current slide, you will see how it shows up. It pushes up. If I move to next, the next it comes up. It gives me a good transition, moving from one slide to another. It makes it a seamless transition. So that way, I have been able to establish a dynamic and seamless transition from one slide to another. That's what transition is all about. So on your own, you can feel free to just test all this. However, for professional presentations, there are different slides, there are different transitions that I can recommend. Morph is there, push is there, and there are ones I use. I think this rotate. I think I use this one as well. Rotate, to have something like this. Yes, it's another one I can recommend. Those three, I use them. I use those three for a seamless transition. So it depends on you. Then under effect, you can look at whether you want it from the right. This is already from right. If it's from bottom, you see how it will display. You see, that way, if you want it from left, it will come out from the left. If you want it from the top, the same way it will come from the top. Any way that is okay by you, you can use it. Now there are sound. This sound in your movement, you can apply it. Let's say you apply a click sound on this particular one and you preview. Let's preview. You will see, you hear a bit of that's a click sound. So you can add any sound if you want, but it's not necessary. For professional presentations, sound is not necessary. So that is on the aspect. For animation, you animate the text. Like if you look at this, let's take for example here, and let's take for example this one, and I preview this, it comes like this. Now if I go to let's say to slideshow and say from current slide, you see what happened. You see this thing coming up like this is animation. So it's not just point coming up. I set it up that once it comes, let it zoom out, let it zoom in, and then this one coming as float in. So it's as this, depending on what you want, you can apply different animations for your presentation. You can apply different animation for your presentation. There is, if I have some presentation here, do I have, can I remember where it is? Now let's take for example under the insert, let's say I have this. Let's say I have this. At the center, and let's say I put this logo, and let's say I move it. I have it here. Go to shape, let's change the font, increase it a bit. Okay, now I have this and I want to animate it. This one I can animate it, and going to animation I can use let's say, no, let me use another one so that it can be very visible. Okay, let's say I have this, grow and turn. Beautiful. Now then on the logo as well, I can add logo and come to logo and say zoom. The logo will have this. Now these guys are they animated. If I preview this, you see what happened now. Now what happens is that this particular one I animate it separately. Now, if I want it to start immediately, I play this slide. Now watch, if I play this slide from the current slide, I play it, nothing shows until I click. If I click now, it displays only this shape. If I click again, the logo shows up. However, if I want it in a situation whereby once I play, let it show. So I can come to this start. It says on click. So I will change it to start with previous. That will start with previous. Now for the logo, now for this logo, I can now come here and put it start after previous. Start after previous. Now if I play this from current slide, you see what happened. It gives me a very good effect. A very good effect. So for animation, animation is for the slide. Animation is for the object, for text, for image, for shapes, whatsoever. Any object you can animate. Animation is for object. So there are different aspects of animation. This I can move this here. I can move this animation out and then come to this animation effect here. I can use a motion path. I can say motion path animation. Now under the motion paths, I can come down here and say to the right and select to the right. Now you see where it is. I can drag it further so that it becomes at the center. Awesome. Now I can now set it to start after previous. Make the duration, let's say, set it for 3 seconds. What that means is that if I go to slideshow and say from current slide, you see where it comes in from. Now that way, it's if we want it. Now this I can, let me come to animation here. This I can move it away from the, I can move it away. Let it be here and then come over to this, hold my shift, drag it to this place at the center, and then I can make it, let's say I want it to come in fast, I make it 1 second. So if I go to slideshow and say from current slide, we see how it flies in. Now with that is things we can use or we can do for to animate any object. We can add any animation as regards to objects. That using animation pane for control. Beautiful. Now I think I have shown us that earlier when I use the animation pane on the slide master. This is when you click here, the animation pane. Now if you come here, you can set up all this. Start on click is here, start with previous is already here. Then the next you can do is to come here and say effects. There are different effects. If you want auto reverse, it finishes, it goes back and come back again. You can put it on auto reverse. Let me show us, let me select that. We can disable smooth start. We can disable smooth end. On the time, we can come here if we want it to repeat. For example, I will show us something. You say until the end of slide and then you say okay. Now if we go ahead and play this from current slide, you will see what it will be doing. It will be doing stuff like this. So it will be going forth and back, going forth and back, going forth and back. That is we controlling the animation. no matter depending on what we want. So to use until the end of slide and stuff like that, that's where on pictures we can do that. On pictures, I think there is stuff I used, there is a place I used it here. I think I used it on this. This is a picture. I think I used it on this one. Okay, it's not here. Is this okay? Is this a picture? This is not a pic. This is not picture. Okay, it's background. It's not the image. That's his normal background. Okay, now let me quickly do something on that regard. Let me quickly do something on that. I selected rectangular shape and then right click, format shape. Let me come over, let me close this animation, come to picture. I don't need that. Let me go to insert from here. Let me see if I can see some of the let me see if I can see the pictures I used on that. Is it here? It's not here. Is it on downloads? Let me check a minute. Okay, I think this is it. This is the picture, and then I will say insert. All right, now I can go to correction here, make it -50 so as to have that darker shade. Make it -50, and then come here and say send to the back. It's at the back now. So this picture, I can animate it. I can animate this picture. Let's go to animation. Under animation, I can come to add animation. Let's say I select grow and shrink animation. I select grow and shrink animation. You see it gives it stuff like this. Now I need to set up stuff. Okay, before I do that, let me play this from current slide. You will notice what I'm talking about here. So you see it moves and nothing else, but I need to make it in a way that once it pops up, it will begin to play. What's happening? Oh, I need to end this section within some few minutes now. My system is hanging a bit. My system is hanging. Oh, my system is hanging. Okay, think I will stop here. What I will do is for the remaining of the course outline, I might have to do a video on that, the multimedia and the likes for the remaining of the course outline. I thought I would be able to do that, but my system is hanging. I've been using it since today to do how to insert video, crop your video, do some hyperlinks, convert, multimedia. I will how to record, to screen record, to use your screen record in this when you go to insert to how to bring in video online, how to bring in online video, how to put also the audio, to record audio also from PC, and also to do screen recording. I will make a video on that and drop it in the group so that we will be able to watch it. However, let me complete however, let me complete. Okay, I think this one okay, this one has beautiful. This one have picture. Okay, now what I can animate this picture now. Let me go to animation so that when we look at it, or let me do it on the first one. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. This an image. You can see the same image, but it's overlay. It's on top of the background image. All right, now I'm going to show us certain things now, some animation tips, and then we will round up. So here on this particular picture, we animate it. Go to add animation, select grow and shrink, and that shows up like this. Now the next I can do is still selecting the picture, go to animation pane. Under the animation pane, I will come to effect option. Now under the effect option, I disable smooth start, disable smooth end. I will select auto reverse, come over to this. I'll make it, let's say I make it 125. Let's say I make it 125. Enter. Then come to timing. Under that, I will come to repeat. I will say repeat until end of slide. Duration. Under duration, let's say I set it to 6 seconds. And then repeat until end of slide. That is what we have. Under effect, I say auto reverse, and then I will say okay. Now if I play this, you see what we have. Let me go to slideshow, play from the current slide. Okay, there is something I didn't add. Now still under the animation, I will come here, is on click, so I will come here and say start with previous. So with that, immediately we play the stuff. It will start. The grow and shrinking effect will start. Now we see what we are having here. You see how it's coming in, zooming in, and it will go out gradually. Why it's moving slow is because I put it 6 seconds. If I want it to move a bit faster, I can come over here and then I can make it 3 seconds. So if I place it 3 seconds and then come to effect options under this, let's say if I want, I can make it 1/3. Okay, and then we say okay. With that, we can come over here and say from the current slide. So you see it's fast in movement, and that, so with that we are having kind of engaging dynamic presentation and what have you, and that's on animation. Feel free to check out our advanced course in PowerPoint. We did some trainings, we did some full-time projects, add animations, do some morph transitions. We handled some full-time projects in the advanced course. And this is where I will be wrapping up this section this night. This is where I will be wrapping up this section this night. The remaining of the course outline, I will make out time. Like this one, I will make out time to do a video on that, and then send it to the group for us to watch how to embed videos online, convert our stuff to PDF and what have you, and maybe you want to convert to PNG pictures. I'm going to do a video on that and then drop it for us in the group. That is, on that note, I will quickly sign off. I'm going to handle certain things now. I will quickly sign off. Thank you everyone for being part of this section. See you on our next live section next week. We are going to be handling next week, Thursday, Friday is Excel 101. Excel 101, you wouldn't want to miss it. It's something you wouldn't want to miss. Excel 101, we are going to be handling that from scratch like we did on PowerPoint. We are going to be handling that from the scratch. Excel 101, Thursday and Friday next week is another time with me. Until then, go ahead and practice. Go ahead and be practicing what you have learned so that you